Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Ty Askin, founder of Baytown Hardcore. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, Caffeinated Crew? Today on the episode, joined by Ty, who runs Baytown Hardcore out of Barrie, also in the beatdown band Slewfoot. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course. Super excited to have someone from Barrie. You're our first Barrie guest. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. That's an honor, man. That's an honor. And I'm super grateful to just be doing what I do, and hope I can help put Barrie on the map like we've been doing.
No pressure. You're the whole everyone's perception of Barrie rests on your shoulders right now in this moment. So, well, hopefully you don't say anything where you get hunted down and killed in the middle of the night. No, I'm just kidding. We won't. We won't get that far. Also worth noting, you have some like albums behind you, and I'm so distracted by the Paramore one. It's just that I don't know a lot of people that would just straight up rep that shit, but I am one of them. So I very much appreciate that.
Yo, it's funny you say that because I live with my lady Sarah as well. And this was all Paramore last night. It was every single one of these was Paramore. And she was like, do you want to change like the vinyl on the wall? And I was like, yeah, I'll put some of mine on there. And I was like, I'm going to keep Riot. I'll keep Riot. That one's cool. But that's funny. She'll love that. You notice that. She's like a big Paramore fan.
Riot was like super... I mean, it was definitely just in my rotation when I was like in high school, when we were all scene kids and shit. And everybody wanted to play Misery Signal, and it was sick.
Yeah. I actually, Sarah like took me to go see Paramore when we first started dating. I saw them at the Scotiabank. I didn't really like know too much. Like I knew like the hits, and I was like, oh, okay, like I'll go. And dude, we got floor seats. It was incredible, man. Like that band, they're a good band. They're a good fucking band. I never thought that I would enjoy it. I thought I'd be like, watching the clock the whole time. I'm like Haley Williams, man, something special.
Was that when Aaron from Under Oath was playing with them?
Was that
the drummer?
It was in the summer. No, they had their original drummer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
dude, the original drummer.
I didn't know that though. That's crazy.
Enough about fucking Paramore. This is too much. It's already too much fucking.
It's a
Paramore
hardcore podcast.
Hey, Riot Master Killer of it's like a Master Killer tier record in emo though, right? Is it?
Definitely, I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say so.
No skips.
No skips.
What do you got drinking on your side?
Dude, times are tough right now. I got the Starbucks Pike Place medium roast. This is terrible. Like I feel awful about it, but with the Keurig that doesn't work right now, so I have to run it like 3 times before it actually brews a cup. Otherwise, it's all water.
Buddy, what is your life? Right? Like that's there are fewer struggles that I heard. That's hard.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. It's tough, man. But there's a bunch of places in Barrie that have quality coffee. Like there's a place called Bohemia downtown on Dunlop, and that's usually a spot if I can wake up early enough while they're still open. But yeah, when I'm home right now, it's just Keurig. It sucks right now, but yeah.
And the Pike Place. Not even Dunkin'.
Do they have Dunkin' K-Cups here? I don't
They do,
know.
yeah. They have a donut. I don't know if they sell them in Canada, but they definitely make them because I've seen them. They have like the donut shop blend, which is pretty decent
Oh, oh. Yeah, Dunkin's like Tim's for the States, kind of, right?
for New England.
For New England?
Yeah. Like if you're in the northeast to like Midwest north kind of corridor, they've branched down south, but it's more like Boston and like, that kind of whole area. There's always this like Dunkin' versus Starbucks kind of fight. I say neither,
Yeah, I would say
but
so. I used to work for Starbucks, and yeah, that company sucks, man. It's so ass.
yeah, I mean,
Benefits are good. They give you really good
yeah,
benefits, but it's just like the work and it's just such a pretentious environment, like they tell you to like learn everything about coffee but like the shit that they're serving is just like crap, it's no different than anything else you can get.
what's sick though is that their education on coffee is actually very decent.
Yeah. Yeah. They make you learn it. Like they make you
Yeah.
do modules and all this like testing and stuff to make sure you're like educated. So that is one thing that I did take from that gig years ago. But
So now you can be a coffee director for like a nice third wave roaster. You'll know everything about coffee, what
everything.
what carbonic maceration is, and I don't even know what that is. I just saw it
No,
on a
dude.
coffee bag once.
Yeah, dude. Just throw up buzzwords.
That's the number one way to get hired. Throw out buzzwords. Always throw out buzzwords.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking something from kind of your neck of the woods. It's Quietly Coffee. I was blessed by my friend John Monpetit from Ottawa when we played a show there this past weekend. He and I did a little coffee swap, and he gave me a nice little bag of this. It's called Allie and Lennie. It's a Brazilian coffee. It tastes like vanilla, peanut butter, and apple pie.
Cool.
My palate right now is a little shit just because I was out in the cold this past weekend and, we got head colds and it was like minus 20. So,
Yeah.
But it definitely tastes, it's like a very creamy cup of coffee. It's very good. Like,
Is it a lighter roast?
oh yeah. For an for a Brazilian, it's light and it's also a natural process. So it's going to bring some like more of the interesting, like fruit forward character in a Brazilian coffee. Cause Brazil, you think like almond, chocolate, like nutty kind of coffee.
Yeah.
If I just blindly tasted it, I would never be able to tell you it was a Brazilian coffee.
True.
So
Love that.
very, very cool. But yeah, there's like a nice little story on the back about where the coffee comes from and who grew it, which I love reading about that. So
Yeah.
shout out to John from well, he's in Gatineau now, but John from Ottawa.
Right on.
Also, he's in a sick death metal band called Mortal Rights.
Moral rights?
I think it's
Mortal rights.
Mortal Rights. But yeah, they're dope. They're gonna be playing shows like I think in March.
Oh, awesome.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Sorry that you're suffering over there.
That's okay, man. Could be worse.
Could be worse. I'm trying to think of what would be worse than the scenario that you described to me.
Huh.
Have you ever had to brew coffee through a paper towel?
No. Well, with no filters, like no paper filters. No, dude. I can imagine that would be shitty though.
It was hard. My
Actually,
brother.
something. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna tell you, my brother apparently regularly does that because every time I talk to him, he doesn't have filters, so he's using paper towels. And I was like, they sell them on Amazon. Just buy them on Amazon. But
Yeah.
go ahead with what you were saying.
Or just like if that case, just like for a day, just go to a store and grab a coffee.
Go to a shop, dude. Like,
Don't
don't.
just have little bits of paper in your coffee. But yeah, no, I think I'd say worse. Like I tried giving up caffeine for a bit. Because I'm edge and I don't know. I was on like the Reddit forums and I got like when I first started doing it, I was like kind of got fixated on like like what's straight edge, what's not, went down that rabbit hole. And a lot of people were saying caffeine. And I was like, you know what? Like, I do abuse the fuck out of caffeine, like Red Bull and all this shit, And I tried to like cold turkey cut out all caffeine. It's like I wasn't even eating like dark chocolate because apparently that has a bit of caffeine in it too.
My God.
And like 2 months in, dude, I was like the most depressed, like anxious, like I had no motivation, whatever, like just was not feeling myself. And I was like, you know what, this isn't worth it. Like I thought I was supposed to feel like better, you know? But supposedly it's like a long process to like fully detox from caffeine. But I don't think I'll ever see that through again. It was just not. And then when I had a cup of coffee, I was like, holy shit. Like, damn, I miss this.
Yeah.
I think I cleaned my whole house.
My whole thing with the straight edge caffeine scenario, and maybe I'm out of place. I may be speaking out of turn because I'm not straight edge. I just have lots of respect for my straight edge family. Ian Mackay, if he said that caffeine was not against straight edge, then I think that you're fine. Because what's the quote? Caffeine is a drug. Fuck you. Like that's what he said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like people take it like so seriously too. Like it is a personal thing, right? Like he made this song just for his own prerogative, and people like took it as gospel. Or just got too fixated in it. Just like be healthy, do your best, do what works for you,
Yeah. I mean, I'll say like whenever I play shows or I go out like to shows now, I don't tend to drink. Just because I like being present minded. I like, being able to like enjoy the music, mosh. I can mosh a lot longer if I don't drink.
For sure.
Like hang out with my friends. A lot of my friends are straight edge. And so being able to like have them feel like I'm not being like a drunk asshole or something like that, like, and be able to like enjoy that time together, I have found it to be just much more fun, much more enjoyable. I don't really need alcohol to make the time I spend with them, enjoyable.
So, yeah, that's good. So they're kind of like a positive influence on you as well.
Yeah, like there's definitely moments in the past couple of years where I've been like, I think I want to be straight edge, and like I'm still a person that enjoys craft things. So if I go out to like, a really nice restaurant and the cocktails there are very good, I want to be able to like enjoy that, but not like to get drunk. I want to enjoy like the craft behind it. So there's like this kind of balance where I've struck where I hate getting drunk. I don't like being inebriated. Like I don't want to barf all over the place and be an asshole, but I also don't feel like it's imperative for me to be a hardline, like no alcohol person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
But it is inspiring to me. Yeah, like it's inspiring that like I have friends that have been straight edge for, going on like 20 years.
Yeah. Like Darren from Street Justice has been straight edge his whole life. He's never touched a thing. Same with I don't know. I think Mike as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Mike smoked. Yeah. But yeah, both those dudes have been straight edge for like a good portion of their life, if not the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, having those dudes too, man, like just like they're just doing it big. And I feel like for me, like, because I'm in recovery.
Okay.
I've been 2 years off everything. And for the first little bit, I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can like socialize without it. And I don't know if I can like thrive, do things I want to do. Just like a whole bunch of shit, just like my brain trying to convince me I needed to drink and use. And then I saw like people like, the dudes in Street Justice just like absolutely killing it, like living their best life. And it's like without like any sort of like chemical buffer. And I'm like, damn, like I want that shit. Like I want to do that shit. That's rad. and they were a huge inspo for me to even like get involved in the scene.
Yeah, I mean that's seeing people like that, especially Mike with he's got the fourth X because he's vegan. Um,
Me too.
I mean, you're vegan too.
Yeah, I'm vegan straight edge as well. Yeah.
So man,
Shit,
that's
I was like 20 minutes. I didn't mention it yet, but yeah, XVX for life.
the V stands for vape. Um,
Yeah.
not
V with an asterisk. You can substitute it out.
yeah, it's either vegan or you can be a vape lord. Yeah, the vegan edge people are like, that's another level of like, like in meditation and shit, like in Buddhism, how there's like the levels of like meditation and transcendence. When you reach like vegan edge, you're almost like like reaching the final level of transcendence. Like that's some shit that like, I mean, if you can achieve, do it. I do not have the power within to reach that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a progressive thing.
Were you vegan before, or was it like part
Yeah,
of? Okay,
yeah. So I was vegan. I've been vegan for 5 years,
okay,
and then before that, it was vegetarian for a number of years, and then I got sober. So, but I wasn't edge. I smoked like a fuck ton of darts and um, microdose. Well, I wouldn't say sober. I was like microdosing mushrooms and stuff.
okay.
And then I got like completely sober 2 years ago. Um, so I don't know. I'm like trying to think like what's the next step? You know, no
No more
phones or
sex.
some
Yeah,
shit.
no
No more. No,
sex.
I don't have sex anyways. Just kidding. I do. uh,
That's the third X.
that's the third. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the next step would be, but I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy where I am right now. I
Yeah,
think. I think it's working for me. Definitely want to cut out like processed foods and processed, like added sugar and all that shit, because that shit's not good.
no,
Like straight edge is about like a commitment to like your health and your mind, and you can be sober, you can be, not drinking, doing drugs, but you're eating fucking fast food every day. Like you're still killing yourself, by doing that. So, and I'm guilty of that, man. I'm actually a bartender, sober straight edge bartender. So I'm working late. I work till sometimes I don't get off work till like 3 a.m. And I'm like, what's open? Like I don't want to make dinner right now. Just go to A&W, crush like 2 Beyond Meat burgers, and I'll be like, okay, tomorrow I won't do it. And 3 a.m. rolls around the next day. I'm like, Beyond Meat, Beyond Meat's calling my name.
it's good though.
It's so good. Have you had it?
Yeah, the Chipotle. They had like a Chipotle jalapeno burger for a minute.
The lime one?
Yes,
Dude, that lime mayo,
it's so good.
buddy, that was really good, man. I went to KFC, had a vegan chicken burger. I went to KFC, got that. Then I went to A&W, got the Chipotle lime, whatever, and then I made like a double down
Oh
from
yeah,
McDonald's where you put it in. It was like a $30 burger.
yeah.
Best shit ever, dude. I would call that an edge break just because it was so fucking unhealthy.
You
But
enjoyed it too much. That's why it's an edge break.
I
It's just
did. I did. I
there's
gotta
a
admit.
we gave that shit a it's I can't say the name of it because it's just it's dated and not good. So I won't say it. But yeah, we used to call it a different thing. But where you take actually ours
Oh
was
yes, yes,
you know
yes.
what I'm talking about. So
Yeah,
ours was cheaper though because it wasn't vegan. So it was like you get like the cheap double cheeseburger from McDonald's, and then you get the cheap like McChicken, and then stack them up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The name that's we called it the same thing. I drew a blank on that. I think I
Yeah,
I blocked that out. But yes, same thing.
I will not be saying it on this podcast, but
No, no.
if you're a real one, you'll remember.
You know.
Oh man, was there a significant, and you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but was there like a significant event that made you decide like to be straight edge, or was it just kind of a progression?
I think yeah. So when I got sober, I did the AA thing. I did the steps. I had a sponsor, all that, and you know, tried therapy and other groups and stuff. And I was like, yeah, like I can stay sober, I can do this, but I don't feel like fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I kept on going back, I kept on relapsing. And it wasn't until like, because I was always into metal, I was always into hardcore. But once I like started to just like intentionally seek out like straight edge bands and like just like these guys, just like these tough motherfuckers who are like, you know, just no bullshit. Like, and they have like their homies who are doing the same thing. And like, you know, bands like Earth Crisis and Strife and fucking who else? Youth of Today was a big one.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, yo, these guys are just like doing it and they have their like homies backing them and they have like almost like accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So when like discovering that, I was like, oh, okay. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna like claim edge. Like I'm ready to quit darts, claim edge. Let's just fucking do it. And it's almost like having like a safety net,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like my sobriety is my sobriety, but straight edge is just like it's like an extra layer of protection. Like I have, you know, like people who are almost just like they know that I'm me. They hold me accountable with that now too. You know, so there's just like no going back, you know?
Right.
You know, I got this fucking watch. I got an OG swatch. I'm not taking that shit off. You know? I even remember Blaine from Spirit of Vengeance. I was chatting with him at a show and he's Edge as well. And I remember he comes up to me, he's like, dude, he's like, if you ever break Edge, I'm gonna kick your ass. And he said it to me like sincerely, and I believed it. So I think that's the reason why I'm still Edge today.
That's I was gonna ask if anybody had threatened to beat the shit out of you if you break edge yet.
Yeah, just Blaine and my girlfriend.
You could probably outrun Blaine. I don't know about your girlfriend, but Blaine, I think you could outrun.
Yeah. Uh,
But if he catches
plead
you,
the,
I'd be scared. Yeah.
yeah, I plead the fifth on that, but yeah,
He probably fill a pillowcase full of bars of soap.
well,
So but yeah, that's I mean, like I said, it's super inspiring, and I think, like you're saying, everybody's journey is different, obviously, but like I come from church, and so like having a community of people that can stand with you and be like, hey, like, you know, like this is important, like, you know, we're here for you. I think that straight edge is that same kind of thing, and probably even less toxic than church is in a lot of ways. So um to me, that's why I really do like it. I like being a part of hardcore for that reason too, where it's like if there's something that you need, usually there's somebody in the scene that you can call and like ask for help or something like that. So
for sure.
um so you said you were like in metal, but what was kind of your progression to getting to hardcore? Was the sobriety first, or were you already like going to shows, being in bands, and then that prompted you? Kind of give me your backstory there.
I didn't start going to shows until I want to say just before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Um, was always into metal, deathcore growing up. I never really thought too much about hardcore. Um, it wasn't until like just before the pandemic that I was like, I think I discovered what was the band? Eco Strike.
Oh yeah.
Eco Strike, because I was like, I'd more searched like vegan bands, and I discovered them, and I was like, holy fuck! I was like, these dudes rip, and from there it like went into like Earth Crisis, and then from Earth Crisis that opens up another whole, you know, you get the whole New York hardcore scene, dove into that, and it just like from there, from like I think it was like 2017, 2018, it was just like I like fell in love with it. You know, I was like, how did I like not like why did it not like trigger that like thing in me earlier to like get into this shit, you know?
Yeah. Wait, so how old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay. So you're like a couple years younger than me. I was just wondering because we look about the same age.
Yeah, you're what, 30?
I'm 31.
31?
So it's just interesting to hear people's like how they kind of get into the scene and stuff. Cause I've been playing shows since I was like 15 or 16. But like
Okay.
it wasn't like always hardcore, but it was like this progression of like I was in like a metalcore band because I was a scene kid. And then by playing metalcore shows and things like that, I played with hardcore bands and then like figured out what that was, figured out what straight edge was. Like it's just interesting to see like when a person like how they get into hardcore and then like how what they do, like what that inspires from them. Cause I feel like when you get into it, you kind of you either like want to be in a band or you want to like start a zine or like start booking. You want to do something. So were you ever like a musician or kind of because I know you do vocals also and Slewfoot. So like were you in bands before? Were you ever like just kind of doing stuff or was hardcore when you found that that's when you started going to shows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was always into music. Just my lifestyle years ago, just like it didn't really allow me to like get involved, like I had lived a whole totally different lifestyle, man, especially when I was drinking. But I was like apprentice to be a mechanic. And
Okay.
like I was just working like long hours and I was living in like a butt fuck nowhere in Caledon and like just like farm town, like was just so like distant from everything that like I I didn't I didn't really thrive. I wasn't really thriving. And then after the pandemic, when shit started to like kind of open back up again, and I was like, that's when I was like really into hardcore around just before that time. And that's when I was like, you know what? Like, I want to get involved. And it was Street Justice, their first EP. I think it was their self-titled. I don't even know which one it was, but I was like, damn, dude, like these guys are vegan edge and they're just doing it, and like that just like inspired me so much. I was like, what? I'm just gonna fucking start going to shows. I'm just gonna like do it, like that's I just had this drive to like, you know, be a part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, I guess it was those guys that really motivated me to get involved.
Shout out Street Justice. Why'd you start booking shows? That shit's hard.
Yeah, dude. It's definitely, yeah, it definitely comes with its stresses, but I think so. I've been in Barrie for 3 years, and just like going to the odd show here and there. There wasn't really much. There's been a couple guys who book shows in the past, and then there's another lady, Jillian, who has been booking like just kind of like everything. She books like punk, like alternative rock, metal,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. But nothing like there's no like hardcore scene at the time that I was in Barrie. Um, and me and a couple buddies that like I do, they had just started a band called Wolfgang Fist. They're like a hardcore punk band,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just doing their thing, and there wasn't much of a scene, you know. And uh, I saw what like Hamilton was doing, like with the Steel City shit, and I was like, holy fuck, like that's amazing. They have like this like whole community. They have like this like brotherhood out there. I was like, we could do that in Barrie. Like, why can't we? We have a venue. We have the population. Barrie's like a sick city. Like, so I honestly, man, like I had no like experience with this. I was just like, I want to do it. I want to do it. And like, I just went for it. I was like, I reached out to Jillian from the Queens and I was like, hey, what are the odds I can like put together a hardcore show? And she was like, sure, here's August 3rd, like months away. She's like, do what you want with it. So I was going to shows, so I knew people in the scene, and I reached out to a bunch of people. I blew up everyone's DMs. Like, I reached out to Street Justice. They said, yeah. I had Rust headline that one, um, Cohesion, then Wolfang Fist, and then uh, my band Slewfoot. We played our first show and we opened for that. And that was a special show, just because it kind of like signified the start of like this like new chapter for Barrie, but also like for me, for my own personal like
Mhm.
milestones. So just taking that step, just like it's not like a leap of faith. Like I could fail, I could get rejected, I could this could be nothing, but the payoff if it does succeed will just be like be rewarding. And so far it's been mostly rewarding. It feels good, and I don't do anything special. I just reach out to people. You want to play? Full transparency. Like I don't pocket any money from shows. I don't do it for the money. I just do it because I'd rather have shows in Barrie than drive out to fucking Toronto for a show. To be honest, man, I just want to do it here. We can do it here, and I just love it, and I want to support our community too.
It's super interesting. Like, well, I don't. It's not interesting, but I think it's important doing things like that. Um, like I was speaking with Chase, who plays in Comeback Kid, and he was talking about he's from Courtney, which is like this tiny ass town, I think near Victoria or is in BC, and like Misery Signals came and played like his community center, and it's like a
That's
town of
sick.
like 50,000 people, and like him seeing bands like that when he was like a teenager and stuff is kind of what made him want to start a band. And so like what you're doing, creating a scene and booking bands from out of town, like trying to get as many shows as you can like in that town, what that does is it creates like all these bands coming in. It's going to inspire people to like, I want to do that. I can play music. Like I can learn how to play guitar. I'm going to start a band. And then like people start kind of finding each other, and then you're seeing already like it starts to have 10 bands or 20 bands. Like that's a lot of work, but it's
Yeah.
good. I don't know why I'm tripping on my words today. Maybe it's a
No, it's
combination of
okay.
caffeine and sickness. It's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
weird.
No, I feel that, man. I
I'm
feel that.
fucked up.
I got like 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, bud.
Yeah, yeah, no. But that's every night, man. I'm always up. But yeah, dude. No, the inspo. Like, I mean, Steel City was a huge. It just sparked it within me and a couple other guys in the Barrie scene, and
Mhm.
uh, yeah, and I hope just saying that, like, I'm just a dude, like I don't do anything crazy. I don't claim to do anything special.
Mhm.
Anyone can do it. Just like, you just have to try, just have to do it, do your best. Don't be a piece of shit. Don't, if you're doing it for the money, you just fuck off. Like, you know,
Are you guys seeing like what kind of turnouts are you seeing? Is it mostly, adults? Are you having a lot of, are you able to do all ages shows? Is your venue basically
uh,
allowing that?
that's in the works right now. I'm really pushing for all ages. It's so important.
Hmm.
Just with Barrie, we're limited to our venues. Like, we have the Queen's nightclub, which is a nightclub, and they have their restrictions with 19 plus and um, what have you. Um, but I'm looking for a venue. I've been looking for somewhere to do all ages. We had a place that we did. Alexander from Ethereal Tomb put together a show, and he had it at the Simcoe Hotel, and they allowed for an all ages. And Slewfoot played that with Gavel and Purity Culture, and then like it was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, they like just shut down like abruptly. And we're all like, fuck, like we thought we were gonna have an all ages spot here, but no. So now back to the drawing boards with that. The Legions don't want anything to do with us.
Really?
Everyone's reached out, like so many people, and they just don't want to do shows. They want to charge something ridiculous, like $800 for like a fucking 200 capacity room or something. I'm like, $800? Like I made that in all my shows. You know, like what are you talking about? So the Queens, and maybe if we could do like a matinee ordeal or something, do it
Hmm.
earlier, and be just maybe get a wristband or something. I don't know. X your hands up. Um, I think it'll be. Uh, I think it'll be something we could do in the future. As for like people who come to the shows, um, so our first couple shows, because we were like a newer brand, we were given like a Thursday slot. So we did what we could with that. It's
Hmm.
hard to get people out here on a Thursday. Um, but if a bill is big enough and people are hyped for it, like they'll come. Like so our like we haven't had like a shitty turnout yet, like for even for Thursdays, which is like I'm so grateful for the scene, with that. Um so yeah, but demographic wise, I'd say it's around people like our age.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
30,
you get
20,
to,
25 to 35, I guess.
yeah, and then you get some older heads. There's a lot of old punks in Barrie too. They like to come out and show love, and yeah.
That's dope. I like people that have been around for a long time and they just like come to see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And even before we were doing this too, there was a scene in Barrie. Bands like Prison and Demolition
Hmm.
and who else am I thinking of? The original singer of Rust is from Barrie too. Ryan Bodium. So there was a scene here at one point, but then I guess a couple bands disbanded, split up, and the scene kind of fizzled out. But
I didn't know
we're building it
Demolition was
back
from
up.
Barrie.
Yeah, yeah. I think a few of them are. A dude from like Milspec is from Barrie too.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I thought they were all from
Yeah,
Niagara.
yeah. No, yeah. A couple. I know Emmett Morris is from, or he lives in Barrie now, at least. But yeah, they used to do shows here at one point in time. Um, but yeah, we're building it back up slowly but
Yeah.
surely, and we may or may not have Prison playing a show in the next month or so.
How's the moshing?
Where we're teaching the Barrie locals. Um, you get a lot of people. I think for our first show, there was a mix of uh, people just doing their hardcore dancing and throwing down, two stepping, and then you had the metal heads just like coming in, just like body check someone mid two step, and it was just like it caused a lot of animosity, and there was like fights for the first three shows of just like people clashing. And I think now people not to and I hate that if it's almost like gatekeepy, but like I think people know now at a Baytown show, like that just doesn't fly, pushing and that, and yeah, so the people are getting it though. I honestly like I love seeing people try to two step for the first time. I think it's adorable because we were all there. We
Yeah.
remember our first time two step, and no one is good at it at first. We all look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like so, when I see someone doing that, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Like,
Yeah.
do better. But yeah, like
Man,
you know,
you got to go play Ottawa. It's the cutest shit I've ever seen. It's like about the matinee thing, definitely push for it because we played the matinee on a Sunday There was about 100 people there in Ottawa at the Rainbow, and there were a ton of teenagers, like under 20.
It's like an Imagine Dragons show.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to keep it straight through that, but I couldn't do it. But yeah, like my favorite thing is two stepping at the wrong time. Like when you two step during the mosh parts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that shit, man. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you really want to do it. Like you really, really want to mosh, but like you only know two step.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
So
they or there's these like group of like cyber goth TikTok people who just stand there and like they're almost like having like a seizure, like standing up. That
yeah,
those are my favorite too. I'm
the E
like
kids.
the E kids exactly.
Yeah, we get those because there's like a punk squat kind of venue here called Trackside,
Yeah.
and that's where like a lot of those E kid, like the younger folks go because it's not technically all ages, but like they don't really ID anybody, so a lot of people go over there. Um, which it's a fucking scary place, but like I find if I want to know like how younger the younger gen is moshing, I'll go there and see a show. And uh, there needs to be like a mosh school, like, and I say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
very lovingly because like we had an all ages show last night. You know, Be About It, right? Be About It zine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She does Destiny does all our flyers.
Yeah, exactly. So she put on her first all ages show last night at
Right.
Lasada
That's right.
Arena. Dude, it was sold out. I think it was over capacity. A lot of like 15 to 18 year olds moshing like in the pit, but they're doing the Nirvana style, like, run and bump into each other kind of pushy mosh. But then
Yeah.
the two step parts would come on and their two steps look good. So I've got a lot of hope. We just gotta teach them how to fucking spin kick and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. They're you know what, man? Like my lady, like she's on TikTok and she'll show me like stuff comes in her algorithm. There's
Yeah.
like people show having like tutorials on
Yeah.
how to mosh. I'm like, we need more of that on our feeds,
Yeah,
you know?
I want to see a lot of that. Like it's like, yeah. And then you do it at these sections. So when the riff sounds like this, and then it's like, it plays like, fucking something from Master Killer, then, this is
Yeah.
what you do here. This is what you do when it's a back and forth. We need a mosh school TikToks. Anybody listening who's like savvy on TikTok, just fucking do like, you can name it Mosh School 101 or some shit. And then just like, let's blow that shit up.
You're to hear first.
Maybe
Um,
Sewer Spewer. I don't know. Do you know Sewer Spewer?
I heard of them.
Yeah, so he's like big in Montreal, doing like the weekly updates on shows. I think he could probably set that up. He's got a lot of traction with like the younger folks on TikTok.
Sick, sick. I think too with moshing just is like kind of like knowing what you're good at and knowing what you're not good at. Like I cannot cartwheel for the life of me, but I can somersault. I'll throw a somersault in the pit, or I can do like a roundhouse kick, but I am not jumping and trying to do like a jumping spin kick. And I've
No.
tried but I'm just too. It's not what I'm made for at this point in time. But yeah, having your moves like just kind of like some things that you can pull out of your bag that you know you can do that you're good at is like important to know. To have like a game plan before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you're skating and you do a line,
Yeah.
that's like, that's the best, I think, metaphor is like doing a line, not like a line of Coke. Don't do a line of Coke.
Fuck
That's
that.
fucked up. Do like a skate line where it's like, that you can do this move into this move into this move and it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you're gonna do a 50-50 shove out. You're not gonna do about 50-50 to fucking nollie tray out and then, end up fucking eating shit.
Yeah, exactly. You will eat shit.
Yeah.
Like that's
Every time.
that's sick. Yeah, but I like the budding moshers, like seeing like, oh, it's awakening.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
But yeah, that's I'm excited to hear what's gonna happen like in Baytown because I feel like since the pandemic, there's been kind of these scenes that are popping up like that used to be really budding and used to be thriving, but kind of like in the 20 teens, like went underground, I guess. And so now that hardcore is very popular again. It's
Yeah.
it's everywhere. And so seeing these scenes like kind of come up because somebody saw Turnstile or I don't know, insert other hardcore band like on TikTok. Scowl, I guess, is another big one.
Knock
Um,
loose.
yeah, then everybody fucking knows Knocked Loose. Like
Yeah.
seeing that on Coachella or something, and then they're like, oh fuck, like where do I find this? They go to a Baytown show, and they have people there that are not closed off or elitists, but are like, hey, like what do you want to know? Like, welcome. This is a place for you. Like that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm super stoked, and I get even kids from Barrie just messaging me, yo, when's the next show? Like, you know, is it all ages? And I'm like, soon, soon. If anyone's listening, we see you, we see you. You're important, and we're gonna make something happen very soon for you guys. But yeah, man, we also like keeping with the mosh aside, anyone's allowed. If you want to push, go ahead. You're gonna get some fight from others, but like just go there and have fun. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all we want at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, do what you feel inclined to do, but also watch, like learn,
Yes.
like see what's going on, read the vibe, and
Read
then
the room. That's
yeah.
it. No,
But yeah,
for
that's like
sure.
the big. I got my ass kicked like my first show that I went to because I got mad about crowd killing and pushed somebody that I shouldn't have pushed, and then got
Yeah.
retaliated. And then I learned really quick, oh, that this is just part of it. Like that's I hate to
Yeah.
say like the whole like rite of passage thing, but you know, sometimes
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely pro crowd killing. Um, but like I feel like because it's a very touchy subject in our scene today,
Yeah.
and I think that intent is very important.
Yes.
Like if you have malicious intent, and you can tell when somebody does, if they're like actually trying to hurt people and they're trying to connect with your skull, and like they're just being like an absolute asshole. Fuck
Mhm.
those people, man. Like just go to therapy instead.
Yeah.
Like go, I don't know, just don't be taking it out on people. But my homies are, someone I know who punches me in the head. I know they're a good guy. I know they're just doing it, and I'll do it back. But you know what I mean? Like you can just
Yeah.
tell when you get clocked by a stranger super hard. I'm like, I don't even fucking know that dude. This guy just like punched me in my forehead while making eye contact with me. I'm like, what the fuck is good with that, man? Like, I'm not going to start a fight, but like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make it. It's not super fun.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old too, but
No, no. Like, beat up your friends is fun for sure. Like even when I go to Ontario,
yeah,
I always at least there's got to be one instance of me just like beating the shit out of one of my friends
yeah,
every time because it's in love. But then
yeah,
like, yeah, if you're like just some fucking giant meathead comes over and obliterates you, and then doesn't even like address it after, like, hey, yo, like my bad, or like what's up, like doesn't even, he's just being an asshole. Like that's
yeah,
fucked up.
yeah. No, I always make a point to apologize. Like, I'm always like, yo, dude, you good? Sorry, man. I have a propensity to kick people in the nuts too.
Dude, what is that? The same, like I have kicked so many people and it's not intentional.
Can you kick high? Is that or no?
Yeah, but I think I'm kicking high, but it's not high enough.
No, no, aside the same deal, man. I have a pretty good roundhouse kick, but I guess it's just when I do like it's usually when I'm doing like a side to side and I'll
Yeah.
do like this like spin kick little run thing and I just connect with people's nuts. And it's
Yeah. Every
happened
time.
time and time again. I've had like I can't even count on two hands how many people have told me I've kicked them in the nuts. I feel like people are making it up now. It's like a trend. But um yeah, man, it just happens. But at the same time, whenever I see people now, I cover my nuts because I feel like people are gonna like try to do it back,
On
or
purpose.
yeah, or I just know too, you know. But simple leg lift will defend that, or
Yeah. You just gotta, or I do the like the kind of turnaround, push my butt out a little bit, you
yeah,
know?
or you just do mangina too. Then you can't.
Yeah. You just tuck it.
Yeah, right.
You can't get it.
No, unless someone kicks you from the back, then you're screwed. But
Oh, dude. If you get a nice kick to the fruit basket, that's not gonna end
no,
well.
no, sir, no, sir. Did you see? There's it was on Not a Push Fit. The a video of me from I think it was the 10 for 10 at the Hard Luck. Um, David Praff, like Russ filmer, filmed me like spin kicking somebody in the nuts
No.
uh, in slow mo with like a Creed song playing in the background, and it was hilarious, bro. It went like I guess not viral in the grand scheme of things, but viral in like the hardcore meme world. And I had like I had like so many metalheads like send me like death threats, bro. Like they were like bullying me, like saying like, "Yo, like people like you need to kill themselves. Like you're the worst type of person to have at a show. Learn how to kick." Like all this shit. If they tried this shit in New York, they'd be like, New York is worse. New York would is way worse, dude. But it was just funny. I laughed at all of it.
That's
But
so funny, man.
yeah, yeah.
It's funny. It's the person you kicked, but you probably know them.
I so it I don't. It was actually his first hardcore show. It
Oh
was his first
no.
hardcore show, but the dude's buddy reached out to me and was like, "Yo, this is my buddy. It was his first show, and like he loved it. Like he was like
Okay.
that. It was so fun. Like he was so down for it." I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm cool, man." But yeah, man. So apparently he's been going to shows since, and yeah,
Sick.
I apologize. I apologize too. Right? I'm like, sorry, man. But it's always when you hit someone in the crowd, it's a sorry not sorry kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like I meant to do that, but like it's in good fun. Like
Yeah,
it's not malicious.
not malicious.
No.
If I intentionally went and tried to connect with his balls, then you know they can kick my ass. But
Yeah. Like at the Hold Your Ground pre-show, Gates to Hell was playing, and I like was crowd killing, and it was like a lot of like it was like Myelin, Cohesion, like a lot of those dudes were on one side, and so I went to the side and just started fucking throwing, haymakers at them, and I think I kicked or I did something to Elijah, like I hit Elijah from Spirit of Vengeance, and he didn't realize it was me, so as I got on the side, he fucking high kicked me like in the shoulder. Like, and then after the set, he's like, oh, I kicked the shit out of you. He's like, I didn't know it was you. He's like,
yeah,
my bad. I'm like, nah, dude. I was like, I was over here trying to beat ass and then got my ass kicked.
that dude's a weapon in the pit.
He is.
Yeah, you steer clear. You steer very clear when he's in there.
Yeah,
There's
100%.
a there's a couple of really good moshers. I'm not too familiar with the Montreal scene, but the Ontario scene. Uh, Christian from Blood Wraith,
Oh,
Christian
Rios,
Rios. Yeah, that dude's an animal. Neil from Falstaff and Plush.
dude, he's got the best
It-
steez of any mosher in Ontario.
His mosh IQ is off the charts.
It's insane.
Yeah, I'll have to say uh, Julio as well from Clobber Camaro.
Yo, he just
He's the
is
man.
he's belligerent, dude. His mosh style isn't even good. It's just ignorant.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, he's the man, dude. Um, my drummer Ty as well in Slewfoot. That guy's a weapon as well.
So there's two ties in Slewfoot.
Yeah, two Ties, and then Ty's a drummer. I do vocals, and then we have Van on bass. Van's also the singer of Wolfgang Fist,
Sick.
and then we have Brendan, who's our guitarist, who is guitars in Wolfgang Fist as well. Ty, our drummer, plays in Wolfgang Fist, and then we have Pete on guitar as well for Slewfoot.
And he's
And
also in Wolfgang Fit. No, I'm just kidding.
no, no, no. I was saying, yeah. So we're pretty much like a Wolfgang Fist like spin-off. I said we should have called it Wolfgang Foot, but we went with Slewfoot.
Where's the name come from? What is that?
Slewfoot. So I guess, are you familiar with hockey? Or
Oh, dog. No. See, I'm very
yeah,
much a Southern boy. Like football is all I know.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, a lot of people, unless you played hockey, um, you don't really. Most people don't know what it is, but it's basically it's a dirty move in hockey, where you like skating up beside someone and then you just like sweep their leg out with your foot, and that's
Oh,
called a
like from
slew foot
underneath. Yeah.
from underneath. So you stick your leg behind them and just kind of pull it out when they're not expecting it. It's a very dirty play. It's a guaranteed fight. It's like a major penalty. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a cool name for the band. And I grew up playing hockey. I was a goon. Uh, and yeah, I think it's fitting, and I think sounds cool. And yeah, people seem to dig it.
Well, it's dope because like the music is very fight oriented. Like it's very much like
Thank you.
beat down, fight your friends, like, spin kick the shit out of somebody music. And so
Yeah.
knowing that term is like basically a guaranteed fight.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't know this until after, but Slewfoot also is like a name for the devil, which is cool as fuck. So it's like a double entendre there,
It's metal as fuck, man.
right?
It's the most metal hardcore band name ever. uh, this is a weird question. It might be loaded. Why does Ontario like beat down so much?
Oh,
Do you know? Do you have an answer for this question?
I don't know. It's so hype in
It's
Ontario. I think,
crazy.
yeah. I don't. I honestly like that's a very good question. Um, I don't even really have an answer for that. I don't even know why I like it. I think it's just like it could I guess it could apply anywhere really, but like I feel like just like so many people are just like doing beat down bands. People just like feed off that. You feed off the energy in the crowd, and it's just like I don't know, man. But I like it, and I hope it stays. You know, I hope
Yeah.
it doesn't shift into some other shit like
It's like
shoegaze.
smooth brain, like ooga booga caveman energy.
Yes,
I like it.
yeah, that's the juice right there.
Yeah. Just lift weights, dumb dumb steroid music.
Yeah, exactly,
That's
exactly.
the energy you want to be about?
I think so. I think so. I think that, and also just fucking calling people out too. Also being a bit political and calling people out on their shit, and just
Yeah.
no bullshit, tough guy shit.
Yeah. I like that. So Misconduct EP, it came out yesterday.
Came out yesterday. Yes, it did. Yeah, super hyped on it, man. It's been well received
It's
so
sick.
far.
I gave it a listen. It's very heavy. Like that's all I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna mosh to this.
Thank you, man.
So yeah. I think
Thank
mission
you. Yeah,
accomplished. Is that the
I think so, man. I think so. We didn't really know what to expect going into it. We we uh we started out just like so with Slewfoot. When I was building like bills in the beginning of doing Baytown, I was like, Slewfoot is just like kind of like a filler band. Like we'll open up, just have fun, whatever. And we did like we've only played 4 shows
Mhm.
before, and I wasn't even sure we were ever going to record. I thought we were just gonna like you know do it. And just people have been asking us like, yo, when's your music coming out? I'm like, dude, we haven't even like recorded anything. Like we hardly jam. And then I guess it was like around like November. We're like, hey, you know what? Like next month, let's write something. Like let's do an EP. So we did, and recorded it in like 3 days from a guy named Jesse at Thread Junction in Barrie, and it was a very seamless process for me. I'm the vocalist. I don't like
Yeah,
it was. I
the
can't
easy
really
part.
attest. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. There a lot of work went behind. Like Brendan, our guitar player, uh, he did all the mixing and mastering, and he uh, put a lot of work into that. Him and Pete, and uh, but yeah, I think it was dope too. That like I feel like a lot of bands will put out music before they have a show,
Hmm.
but we did it like the opposite. So we had like 4 shows over the course of like 5 months, no music out, no merch, nothing. Like, no, we haven't sold any merch. We just got shirts. Like we just got shirts. Oh, and those will be at our next gig. But I think it's kind of cool. It kind of like built like that momentum. And yeah, now people will know the words.
Yeah.
Actually, I just know, I finally know the words. I just finalized the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like when I wrote the EP. Before that, every show I sang something different.
That's dope.
It was almost like at points I was freestyling.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I
like
don't know
that.
if you can. Do you do that? Like, can you relate to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So like when we write new songs, sometimes I don't have the lyrics done and I'll have an idea. And then if we play it live in the moment, I'll kind of tweak it to where it's like, okay, I can do this live. Like
Yeah,
I'll write an idea down, but then in the moment, like I kind of feel where it can go and where it shouldn't go. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's almost like doing like a drummer doing like a fill, but
Exactly.
with vocals. You know?
I just wish I had like one or two others to be like throwing Migos like ad libs in there sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta
Like
have your
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Ours, I think ours would be like buckets off, bitch, or can't go wrong with yelling Baytown. Just yelling Baytown.
Baytown.
Baytown. What the fuck? But
That's why I like Alec. Alec, I'll pawn off some of the mosh calls to him. So like usually if I'm a little bit winded or something, like I'll let him punt.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's good about Ty, our drummer too. He's always mic'd up.
Yeah. That's dope. I like a mic'd up drummer, like the cold shoulder vibe.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's just something about it, man. It's hard,
Yeah.
you know.
That's why cold shoulder was so fucking good because it was like it just looked like a lot of hockey players playing like very fast hardcore.
Yeah,
So it had that energy, like, oh wow, these guys are not not nice.
yeah, yeah,
But they
for
are. They're
sure.
nice guys. But
They are very nice. They're sweeties, especially
yes.
Mike. I love Mike.
Mike and Adam, I met Adam at Hold Your Ground. Solid person, solid dude. He also has a new band called Father Figure, which is like
Yeah,
emo, kind of like Long Island emo, I think.
yeah, yeah. They're kind of like post-hardcore a little bit. Um, yeah, I'm actually working on getting them to Barrie.
Yeah.
I
I need
want
to
to
have a
get them
talk
with
with who?
yeah with I want to get Cloned Apparition with them and Seventh Dose.
Oh,
Maybe Plush.
oh,
Yeah, just a little
yeah. Like a little
softer one.
softier, little softy show.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll just throw Slewfoot dead center in that one.
You should put it right smack in the middle.
Yeah, or like Spirit of Vengeance or something.
What is the future of the Barrie scene? What's happening?
Yeah, honestly, man, I feel like it's only getting better. It's getting easier and easier to do it now because you got, like you can guarantee there's like 20 to 25 regulars who will be at every event. Then we have the bands who will be there. Then you have people coming with the bands. And then, uh, so I feel like turnouts are always like kind of growing in that way. The future, I want to get more touring bands. I want to get more bands on labels. Um, you know, uh, and I think just yeah, for me, it would just be putting the bug in their ear and getting our name out there. And I think that'll just come with time. Like I can't really fast track that. Like we got to build our rap sheet.
Mm,
Like I want to continue to like show what we're doing at like a lower mid tier kind of level, and um, eventually just start building bigger events and uh, go from there. Like some bands, like for instance, like bands want a guarantee. Like I've never done anything but a equal door split for bands. I'm always transparent with that. Like, hey, we're gonna split it down the way, uh, right, like even across the board. So I feel like if we can justify having a band that would want to guarantee, I'd have to be confident that I can bring enough people in. Especially like I couldn't do that on a Thursday. It would have to be on like a weekend and
yeah.
or something. But yeah, there's lots of potential there to grow the scene, and I think with the EP out and Wolfang Fist is releasing something in the future. A band Culture War is releasing something, and yeah, just grabbing more bands. People want to play Barrie, come out and let's fucking do it, man.
Well, this has been great, Ty. I really appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks so much, dude. You too, man. It's
I don't
been
want
uh,
to
it's been a good chat.
I don't want to take up too much of your precious Saturday morning. But I just have one last question for you before we go.
Yeah, man.
What's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
My favorite city. What do you think about that one? I'd want to say Montreal. I'd want to say Montreal probably has they have a good hardcore scene. I feel like they'd have a lot of coffee shops. Um,
Have you been?
I've been to Montreal a handful of times, yes, prior to being in the hardcore scene. So I
Okay.
have yet to be there like since doing everything. But you know what? I'm gonna say Barrie. I'm gonna say Barrie as well, dude. We
Own
got
it.
mad coffee shops here. Shout out Bohemia. Shout out Wired Owl. Um, yeah, man. Shout out Baytown.
Baytown, stand up.
Yes, sir.
Give it to him one time. Yeah, that's I was gonna be a little bit disappointed if you weren't just like straight up Barry, like, let's get it, Simcoe, stand up. Like, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was generally trying to think like big picture, but yeah,
Nah,
no, Barry's got a great scene, man. I love Barrie. I'll back Barrie forever. And yeah, man, we got to get you guys. We got to get you guys out here.
it'll happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Uh, it's gotta be that magical. Like, it's gonna have to be probably on like a weekend dealio because
When you're doing a run for sure.
doing a one off to Barry is as much as I love playing shows and driving. That's a lot.
No, we can't. We can never expect that. But yeah, like when you guys have, like an idea, give me a shout and I'll like try to like move my dates around to make it
Yeah,
work. So
for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely get it set up probably closer to summer, but it'll be a good time.
for sure, bro.
We'll have to do Slewfoot on it too.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we want to get out to Montreal eventually as well.
John's doing shows now.
Oh yeah.
Or a Destiny, hit up Destiny too. But yeah, like
Yeah. We're down. Like we play Hamilton uh, in March, which will be our first Hamilton show. We want to do. Like we played Toronto. We want to play Toronto again. Ottawa, Montreal. Uh, just all those hubs. London or Windsor would be
London,
cool.
yeah. We haven't been to
Yeah.
London yet. The farthest we've been's Hamilton. So I think
Yeah.
the last time I played London, it was actually a great show. We played like it was a post-hardcore band, but we played Rum Runners and it was like packed.
Yeah. Rum Runners is sick.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, and there's Poacher's Arms as well, which is a good
Yo,
one.
that's a tiny ass venue. Is sick.
Yeah, dude, no, it's dope. It kind of gives me it's kind of similar to like the Queens and Barrie.
Okay. Like
Yeah,
you haven't played Ottawa yet, have you? The Dom?
we haven't played Ottawa, no.
Yeah, the Dom is like it's fucking weird, but it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The homies Quan are from like Ottawa area, Pembroke and Skullgate. Shout out Skullgate.
Shout out Skullgate.
The homies.
Dude, Quan is sick.
Dude. I
We
love
played with
Quan.
them and it was dope. Like they're
They're
good.
very cool. Very great guys. All
Yeah,
of them are just like sweethearts.
they're so nice. They're like
Yeah.
I told them that they remind me if like 311 had mosh parts.
That's funny, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah,
good.
we're playing. So our next show back was Slewfoot / Baytown, February 22nd. We're gonna headline it. I was reluctant to headline a show I put together, but everyone was just like, "Just do it, man! Like, do it." So I was like, "Okay, fine. It's our EP release show then." So we're doing that with Quan, Cohesion, and Clobber.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's gonna be a good
Yeah,
show.
that'll be a good one, man. And then I got a March gig, which I'll release shortly as well.
Cool. I'm glad to see that y'all are doing like monthly shit at least.
I try to keep it consistent with that, Like we didn't do a show in January, and that was the first time. So because we've been doing it since August, so we've done
Right.
1 or 2 shows every month since. So took a break for January, do the EP and all the social media crap, and then come back hot again in February and see where it takes us. Just take it month by month.
Sick. Well, I hope that everything keeps grinding well. Y'all get more traction. But yeah, keep building that scene. It's gonna be dope.
Thanks, bro. Thank you so much, man. And yeah, just you being here and having me on the show just will help too, man. So I appreciate that so much, man. Appreciate you. Love what you're doing. Love your band.
Dude,
You're a good guy.
you're a good guy.
No, you, dude.
We're gonna keep doing this over and over again. No,
Let's
but
do it, man.
take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thanks so much, man. You too.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Ty for hanging out on the podcast. If you are in the Barrie area, the GTA, anywhere in that central Ontario region, be sure to keep track of what Baytown Hardcore is doing. They're trying to create an awesome scene in that area, so give them some support. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns or on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, be sure to stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.